Hello lovely people, hope you're doing okay. It's Wednesday, it's the 8th of July. I've done my last funeral for a few weeks, so feeling good about that. But actually my day was not made by the fact that I am going to be on holiday very shortly. It was made by this, and I'll put a picture up here which is a better picture of it. This was from Dinah. Dinah, thank you so much. Just big grin from this. I was talking about the Bayeux tapestry last week before, when I had that drive through battle. And Dinah had something come up in one of her feeds, which is a website where you can create your own Bayeux tapestry scene. And they've also sent me both to the article and to the site in the notes below. But she made me I have much wool, howbeit I has nae enough wool of a kind to maketh an entire tunic. Wherefore I saith, I has not enough wool. You can see why I've been grinning all day, can't you? Oh, that is just wonderful. Thank you so much, Dinah. I love it. That's going to be printed large up on the wall. May even become a cross stitch. I love it. Oh, brilliant. So there's a rabbit hole for you to fall down, because I think it's going to be one of those sites. Oh, I'm going to type in, you know. So have fun. Don't blame me if you spent a lot of time there. Don't blame Dinah either. She was just passing the information on. So Wednesday, after my ceremony, I went into my local town. I should have gone straight there, but as I was going to the bank and I forgot to take with me the cheque that I was banking, I had to pop home first. Town was kind of busy-ish. It felt as if there were a lot of people around, although the shops weren't too bad. And I think the staff in the shops have got pretty good systems going, so you're not waiting too long for the checkout and that sort of thing. The biggest problem is, now there is a technical name for this, stupid people. People who just clump themselves together in groups so you can't get by them. Not many people wearing masks, which did surprise me, because the guidance was to wear it in shops and places where you're expecting a lot of people. Yeah, unusual, I thought. Not an entirely pleasant experience. Couldn't get all the things I wanted either, but I'm not rushing back. In fact, one shop, they said, "What are you looking for today?" And I thought, might have just wanted to browse. But I said what I was after, and they checked, said, "I'm afraid we haven't got any in stock at the moment, so shan't come in then." Of course, disappointing not to go into their shop, but it is one in which I would feel very safe had I been allowed in. Yeah, so that was the day. I've got a bit of admin to do just to tidy up from my ceremony, and then I'm free. So I will be working on the jacket. I picked up the stitches for the front band last night. That took me about an hour, but I was taking it very slowly and carefully. What I didn't want is to get halfway round and find one half didn't match the other and have to rip it all back. And so I spent a bit of time measuring it into sections and putting a stitch marker in, so that I knew how many stitches I wanted in each section. It's just a bit easier then if you find it's going a little bit too many. You know, it's easier to kind of flex that within a section and know that you're starting again from zero for the next one. So that was what I did. So it took a while, but it's done. So I hope to finish that tonight. I was all excited because I'd found a nice button and then realised I need two. Have to have a rethink there. But we're getting there. If I can get it finished tonight so that I can block it tomorrow and Friday, I would be a very happy person. So fingers crossed for that. Knit night tonight, so I shall work on the jacket whilst that's happening. And I think that's about it. Yeah, it's very wet here this morning. It's been dry, sort of overcast, not great weather, but it's June. What do we expect? And obviously, I now need to plan a cross stitch. I just keep looking at it, thinking, "Oh, that is great." I may well do a cross stitch. I don't think that I would do all of the. I would just do the words. I wouldn't do the pictures as well. I would just do the words and perhaps frame it. It's an idea. It's not a concrete one at the moment. But I do like the idea of it. We shall see. I haven't done any cross stitch for ages. Years and years, so maybe it's time. I'm afraid I don't do counted clever cross stitch like a lot of you lovely people do. I draw the pattern onto the canvas, and then it's more a painting by numbers than a freeform type of, or a counting type of arrangement. But I find that works for me. Yeah. It'll be fun. Yes, so nearly finished my work. So all but a couple of weeks off. Bit of kind of general admin and sorting to do, the sort of jobs that you put off until you get a spare couple of hours. So yeah, a bit of tidying up to do, bit of sorting out, wiping down, all those sorts of jobs. Basically, I'm not going to do any of them. I'm going to sit around knitting, but I like to give myself the intent of doing something useful. Interesting ceremony today. Not what I wrote was interesting, but it was one of those situations where elderly lady had passed away and her friends thought she was such a wonderful woman. Never complained, gentle, fun, lots of laughter. Her family, who are the people arranging the funeral, had a slightly different view. They saw a different side. And so it was a bit of a balancing act between what one group of people expects to hear and what another one expects to hear. So it's a bit of a fine line through. I mean, I always say to folks, I'm not in the business of standing up there and tearing people apart. No one wants to hear that. But I'm also not in the business of making saints of folks, because I assume that perfect people would be very dull. So I'm there to reflect them and reflect people's perception of them, because that's the information I've got. So yes, it was all a little bit treading on eggshells, and well, her friends remember this, her family remember this not so good thing, but also this really good thing. You know, it was a bit like that. But folks seemed happy with it, I think. But it's done. The family seemed happy with what I'd put together, so hopefully it did what they needed it to do. Fingers crossed. So lovelies, I'm going to call it there for today, but thank you so much. Thank you for all of the comments on the on Nikki's inquiry about row gauge being not matching the pattern when stitch gauge does. And take care everyone. Thank you all, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Cheers then. Bye bye.